my concept. I usually write about things I observe or I feel, and I felt it was quite important to write lyrically a track about the powers that are infiltrating our lives today and how I see them. It's kind of controversial, and I believe that when you hear the track, much of it might resonate with you, because whatever's on that track is still happening today, bearing in mind that I wrote it 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, if you haven't listened to the track, I think you might get it.
Hypocrisy, driven by greed and finance, killing your dreams by any old means. If you are poor, you've no chance. When you feel
It came about because I was hanging out in Ramsgate, where All New Sound is, and I actually have a room at Adrian Sherwood's place. I used to look after his dog, and I used to go there nearly every single weekend. But it was like a massive family out there. So it came about with like hanging out with a few friends, and one of them was Duncan and the other one was Matt. And we've all kind of hung out together before. So it came about when I said, hey, let's just do something. You know, we're all musicians, we're all accomplished, let's get busy and do something. And that's how this whole track and many of the tracks that I do with others just come about, because we're just a bunch of friends trying something out that's new. The people involved in the track, obviously myself, Duncan MacKay. Now Duncan used to play in a band called Primal Scream, and then of course Adrian's programmer and good friend of all of ours is Matt Smyth, and Matt's a bit of a genius, is a whiz on the programming, so we have an understanding and we bring all the influences together. Then on top of that I had my good friend, almost like my brother, Wimbish. You might know of him from a band called Living Colour. He plays bass really well. And we had Skip Macdonald. Skip Macdonald is a legend in his own right and has played with absolutely every single person on the planet. Genius guitarist, and I could not have done that without him in the way that it's done, because it is guitar based, this track. And I just love Skip. I've even done an album with Skip. So yeah, it was a nice little collaboration. Then of course Adrian Sherwood, he just said, come on Jen, we'll do it in the studio. So we also did it in the All New Sound studio. We did the pre-production with Matt in Matt's place, just to save some time, and then we went to All New Sound, which Adrian was very accommodating, because Adrian is actually like that. Very generous with his studio and just let us have it and let's just run it. But we're all friends, you know, every one of us are friends. We all know each other really well. So he just let us run with it, and it was just an enjoyable experience.
seriously, the powers that be are filling your mind with hatred.
I hooked up with Quickfix really simply. I was on Instagram, and this guy called Lee Christian, I think he runs it, reached out to me. I think it's also because he knew a few people that I know on the All New Sound circuit, and asked me if I had any tracks. Told me what he was doing, so I thought, yeah, go on then, send him a few things. I wasn't thinking of anything other than just sending him a few things. And the next thing you know, he likes all of them, and then the next thing you know, we've got an EP. So, when I heard the mixes, and I'm kind of a fussy person, when I heard the mixes, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So, obviously they're going to be different versions, and I was really excited to hear what they would sound like. So we have Dubtrixx, we have Subtheory, and we have Lee Christian, all of them done different mixes. And I like them, and I really, really hope you like them as well. Yeah, very good. Well done, guys.
Oh, you've no chance. When you feel your power
poetry, Zoom meetings, interviews, writing books, charity work, personal projects, working with strangers online, and I just work with many artists. I'm a sought after lyricist because I've been doing it for years, and I spend a lot of my time writing. It's what I enjoy the most, so yeah, there's never a dull moment. I'm always doing something, but mainly it's writing poetry and writing lyrics. And writing melodies over people's backing tracks. That's one of my favourite things to do. I do one of those every single day for somebody. So.